Now you want to watch what a cheesecloth will do to a wall like this. We're going to get the concrete, the grout film off. You can't really see it right now because it's not dry all the way, but when it is, it's going to look like you need to wipe it down. You can wipe it down 10 times with water and it's going to come back each time. That's why you need to take the cheesecloth to it. Now, if you watched how I grouted this, I put masking tape all the way around this up at the ceiling line, and that protected everything. And I had to make a decision what to do because there was flat paint on the ceiling already. And so what I'm going to end up doing up there at the ceiling line is I'm going to put a tight bead of caulking up there. But along the wall, this had semi-gloss paint on the wall panels. And so I cleaned up the grout and filled it nice and tight all the way along that edge. So it looks like it just ties right into there. Then I'll put a caulking line up at the top of the walls. You know, just a thin little bead, okay? And I'm going to use just regular painter's caulk up there, and then I'm going to leave it, okay? But down at the bottom right here, I'm going to use a different type of caulking when I get all done with this. After the sealer goes up and everything, then I'll put a nice white, water resistant type caulking around the top edge of the bathtub. You know, I could have put grout down in there, but I was running low on grout, and even if I did fill that line up with grout, I would have put a white caulking at the base of that, okay? That's just what you do. That will protect that and keep it nice and clean, okay? But along this bottom edge, I went ahead and filled that up with grout. Usually you're not going to see this wall like this by your tub, but in this case I put grout there. I didn't want to put caulking there because that tile wasn't a pre-finished edge. So, you know, you just have to make up your own mind what you want to do. And then along the window, when I get ready to it, I don't know why I'm telling you this now. We're supposed to be doing cheesecloth, right? But on the window edge, right along this edge, I'm going to put a fairly thin bead of white caulking there too. You know, don't just put your grout line. Put some, you know, if you do run grout there, put caulking there too. It just cleans it up and finishes it off. Keeps the moisture out from outside. It's kind of like a weather stripping too if you put a little bead of caulking there. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get on with the cheesecloth, Joe. Some people say I go on and on too far. Just get to the point, Joe. Well, the point, this is a short video. You take your cheesecloth, you run it on here, and you make sure you get it all done. And then we'll get ready to install the sealer. Now when I installed the sealer, before installing the grout, I only used maybe a third of the container. So do you have to install 2 coats of sealer over newly grouted tile? I mean, most of the time I've seen guys install 1 coat of sealer. So again, if you got any questions, you can check with your local hardware store. You can talk to a tile installer. You can talk to a tile store that sells tile, you know, wholesaler, and ask, hey, how many coats of sealer would you recommend installing? And because I think I have enough for 2 coats, I'm gonna use 2 coats because I don't know when I'm gonna need the rest of this sealer. It could be sitting in this container for months, if not years, and then maybe I'll be afraid to use it. So if I can do it with 2 coats, that's what's going to be done. Have you ever heard of someone saying it's all in the prep? I mean, you hear that usually from painters. If you don't prep it properly, the paint job's not going to come out. Well, same thing with grouting and sealing tiles. You've got to do all the steps properly. It's all about the prep, baby. Remember that. Well, that's all the time I have for this time. But I'll be back with more videos.